Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Erica Wilson, the host of It Had to Happen show. You knew that you had to turn to God because He's the only one that could get you out.
Such a blessing to be able to sit with you, son.
Like in the isolation, sometimes we feel lonely or not being able to fit in, or this person is not want to bother with me or whatever. But that is the time when God says, "Be still."
Right.
And know that I am God. There you go. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm a single mom with 2 kids, struggling, rape victim, homeless, robbed at gunpoint. All those things had to happen to me to birth me for my purpose today. And that's why I'm standing here today giving back.
We knew then that we was on a long road to recovery. But I say that to say this. It had to happen.
Great day, great day, great day to you, and you. We are here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, and It Had to Happen, and the beautiful Queen, Sharie Mickens. Who is Sharie Mickens? Okay, Monique Mickens is creator and host of the Journey of Sharie JOS podcast, which can be heard on Spotify, guys, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Anchor, Breaker, just to name a few, guys. Also, the passing of her father, Kevin Mickens, 2.5 years ago on Father's Day, encouraged her to start her own podcast in November of 2020, guys. The show explores many facets of her life, including childhood and adult trauma, guys. She has experienced, oh gosh, I'm getting caught up. She has experience that has helped her become the woman she is today, guys. The JOS also features intimate conversations with amazing people who are overcoming challenges in their lives. The podcast is the beginning of other remarkable accomplishments for Sharie. Her goal with her platform, which includes the selling of JOS merchandise. If we could go ahead and roll that slide right now. This is where you can go to see Sharie's Miss Mickens merchandise that she have to offer on her website, guys. But Sharie wants to help others understand that they are not alone, and life does not have to end just because you have experienced some traumatic things in your life. Guys, you are looking at a living testimony. Let me introduce the song and present to us none other than a woman who pushed past her pain, Queen Sharie Mickens. But before I bring her on, I'd like to present you with this queen. Oprah states, Do the one thing you cannot do. Fail at it, try again, do better the second time. The only people who never tumble are those who never mount their high wire. This is your moment. Own it, Queen. Welcome, 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 Miss Mickens. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Erica. How are you?
I am beyond great. I'm just going to go ahead and address you as Mickens because I keep saying Sharie, Miss Mickens. I don't
It's
mean
o-
to butcher your name. We done went through this in the green room, but Miss Mickens, just
it's
tell us a little bit about yourself. I did introduce you and read a little bit about your bio, but we'd like to hear from you.
well, thank you. First, I want to say thank you so much for welcoming me on your platform. So, my name is Sharie Meekins. I am a 40-year-old single mother to a beautiful little boy named Eli. And I most recently started my podcast, like Erica explained, November the 10th, 2020. And it came about because I lost my father 2.5 years ago on Father's Day. Uh,
Take your time. Take your time.
uh,
Touch your Father. Touch your Jesus. Touch your Lord. Touch your Lord. Guys, as you can see, this is pretty fresh for her. So just bear with her, give her some time to gather herself. We did speak in the green room, and I told her, I say, Miss Mickens, listen, I want to stay cute doing the show, okay? I don't want my lashes to come off, but I want you to be your authentic self. Go ahead. If you need to take some time to gather yourself, I just ask the audience to bear with us. We do thank you guys for tuning in with us at It Had to Happen with your girl, Erica Wilson, and the beautiful Miss Mickens.
Start this again.
Waiting for you.
So I started my podcast in November, and one day I just woke up on my father's birthday, actually, which was October the 29th. I didn't even realize it was his birthday. And I had a lot going on. I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because there's two things I know how to do, which is talk and help. So I was like, okay, what is it that I want to do? I was thinking about being a life coach. Then I looked into that and I was like, not so much. Um, People think I'm a therapist without a degree because I just give advice. But I didn't want to go back to school for that long. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I am an avid podcast listener and watcher. So I was like, okay, I'll just start a podcast and I'll just tell my story. And so I started my podcast, as I stated, November the 10th. And I started off with just a trailer, letting people know what it is they should expect to hear from me. And each week, every Tuesday at 6:30, I air an episode. And one of my first, I believe my first episode was about growing up and seeing domestic violence in my household, um, and speaking about what that essentially did to me growing up. Um, and also, I speak about being raped as a teenager. Mm, mm,
As y'all know, she's speaking about her past. We jumped all the way into the pain, but that's okay.
that's
She
okay.
do have a story and she is gonna get it out. I'm just asking that the Holy Spirit move on her right now and give her a spirit of calmness and let her tell her story. Because there's someone out there that's listening under the sound of your voice that need to hear it. You may be saving a life. We all go through some things in life, not just for us, but for it happened to us, not just for us, but to help others people. So, Miss Mickey, I just want you to know that whatever it is, it had to happen. It actually birthed you for the woman that you are today, the beautiful, tenacious woman that's sitting before us right now. So don't let the enemy take this voice from you that God has planted inside of you. Go ahead, Donna, and speak your truth.
I will. I will. Um, so when I was younger, I had the lowest self-esteem. I mean, absolutely the lowest self-esteem. I didn't like anything about myself. My nose, my eyes, my lips, my teeth, my hair, everything was just big. And so I never used to make eye contact. I used to walk with my head down, and I tried to do everything possible you could think of to love myself or figure out who I was. And during those times when I had low self esteem, I was raped um, by someone I knew. Many of us knew him or knew of him. And I can't tell you what that did to me. Let me try to tell you what it did to me.
Mm,
The guilt that I felt for so many years, I couldn't let go of. The shame that I carried for so many years, I couldn't let go of. The embarrassment, the loneliness, because I blamed myself because my mother told me not to go outside, and she was out for a few hours, and I went out, and I blamed myself because I was like, if I wouldn't have went outside, this wouldn't have happened to me. So
mm,
after that happened to me, it was police involved and detectives and things of that nature. Um, and then what you have to go through after you get raped, you have to tell your story over and over and over again to so many people, and you just pray that someone believes you. And so I had to tell my story to detectives and police and doctors and things of that nature. Um, I had to get the rape kit. So you're talking about already being invaded by someone that you said no to. And then you have to go to the doctors and they have to check for all different types of things. So here it is again. I'm feeling like I'm being raped all over again. Um,
my God.
my mom put me in therapy. And I think that was one of the best things she could ever did for me. Because in therapy, I learned how to forgive myself. I learned that it wasn't my fault. It took some time. It took some time because I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't understand why someone could do that. Um, a lot of things played on my mind. I thought it was because I was just the ugly duckling. And so, you know, this is what you do to ugly people. I thought it was because,
Amen.
I should have been in a house. I thought it's because he knew I was young and I had a crush on him. So it was kind of like, someone noticed me. The things that you go through or you play in your mind when you don't like anything about yourself. You blame yourself, everything. And I blamed myself
Jesus.
for a very long time. I mean, a very long time. And people always ask me, when did I learn how to forgive him? And I don't know when that was. But I do know that I had to learn how to forgive myself first. That's the hardest thing by far to do is forgive yourself. And over the years, I had to go through some things. I accepted some things because I never liked who I was. So after being raped, here it is years later, I'm in therapy. I get into different relationships. One was abusive. It wasn't emotionally abusive, but it was physically abusive. And it wasn't all the time, but the fact of the matter, it was. And I knew that I accepted what I accepted because I didn't like anything about myself. And I didn't know people can pick up on that by the things you do, by the things you
Yes.
don't do, by the things you say, by the things you don't say, how you carry yourself. I used to think because, I was a fly girl, everybody knew I liked to dress and let me, keep myself looking a certain kind of way. So I thought I had it all together. But I didn't because the things I've accepted for myself, when you love yourself, there's just things you don't accept.
Mm.
And I had to learn that. But I had to go through some things before I got there as well. Um, I've seen some things in my life that could have destroyed me and broke me, and God carried me through. And I didn't know it at the time. I just thought it was luck. But that's not what it was.
Mm.
I was in a relationship with someone that was murdered. That was
Jesus.
rough. Uh,
Well, Miss Mickens, the one thing that I do want you to know is the woman that I see today is strength. I
mm,
see passion. I see meekness. So again, I can relate to some of the things that you went through. But I do want to encourage you that had not to say any of those things was right, but had not those things happened to you, it wouldn't birth you for your purpose. And like you said, you thought it was luck,
mm,
but it was God's hand all over you.
mm,
The rape, you know, thinking that you weren't good enough. You know,
mm,
that's why I love now learning about the affirmations. Start speaking to yourself. I am beautiful. I am more than enough. I will. I can. You know, things like that. But I just want to commend you for getting on here and telling your story. I don't want you to be so timid. I want you to just inhale, exhale, and just let it flow. Because again, like I said, you never know who life you may be saving that's under the sound of your voice. And I know by the bio that I read, you know, I know that you have a lot that you want to say to people. So just go ahead and just inhale, exhale, and relax and just let it flow. Let it flow. Because again, like I said, you never know who life you may be impacting or saving. So we did jump into some of your pain. But I want to know, and I'm sure the audience want to know. We'll go back to the pain, but I just want to kind of shift you a little bit to get you a little comfortable. I want you to tell us about who. Tell us a little bit about Miss Mickens. There were some fun times in your life. There were some good times. Let's hear that.
oh yeah, I had a lot of good times.
Yes,
I
look at the
was,
smile.
I was just back in the day. I partied a lot. I loved to party. I no longer party like that, thank God, because I'm a mother. But I tell people in them streets don't owe me nothing. I party from Wednesday to Sunday, from Philly to New York, from Philly to New York, and I'm originally from upstate New York, called Poughkeepsie, New York. And I go back and forth between Philly and New
Wow.
York a lot of times. I have a lot of family back home. I don't have much family here in Philly, but I go back and forth. Um, I am a mother to the best human being ever. I think all mothers feel like that about their children. But my son, he pushes me, he keeps me going. He's so proud of me, and that makes me feel so good. Um,
Wow.
I I am an advocate of therapy because as I sit here now, I'm still in therapy. I just went back to therapy about 2 weeks ago um, because I understand the importance of therapy. Like therapy, I think what works for
Mm.
me is having a close relationship in God and therapy. Because when I go to therapy, I'm able to just be free and let my therapist know what is going on with me, what I'm
Mm.
struggling with, and she just helps me see it clearly. And so I am an advocate for therapy. I think that your past should not define who you are, period. I mean, you have to be able to forgive yourself for things that you did not know in order to be able to live this
Mm.
life that you are destined to live.
Jesus.
And your pain is just something that you can remember to let you know what you've been through. And that's just that. but you have to live your life. This world is so big. And so when I started my podcast, I just touch on different things I've been through, but I am not a victim. I do not like people ever to consider me as a victim. I am a survivor of rape. That's just what it is. Um, I love
That's
everything
right.
about who Sharie Monique Meekins is. Everything. All those things I didn't like
Come
back
on.
then, the nose, the teeth, the eyes. I've never had surgery, and I still have everything on me, and I love who I am, because I know what I've been through. And so I just want to be for someone who I didn't have when I was growing up. And I understand the power of my voice.
Yes.
And I understand that there are millions of people, women and men, that have been through what I've been through. And I understand that everybody can't do what I'm doing. And so I choose to be their voice for the voiceless. I choose to let people see that it's okay to have been through those things, but it's not okay to stay there. You can't be stuck. I choose not to be stuck. I choose to be happy, be a
That's right.
mother, be in a relationship, go to work every day,
Yes.
travel. I just got back in town from Miami yesterday from celebrating my boyfriend's birthday. Um, I choose healthy
My
relationships in this.
hometown.
Yeah. I had a great time and I was in Orlando too. So I choose peace. I
Yes.
choose healing. I choose
Mhm.
growth.
Yes.
And that's all I want around me. I don't deal with negativity. Negativity does not live here. And I just want young girls to know that it is okay. It is okay to not be okay at times. But what is not okay is to not
Mm.
stay there. It's not okay to not stay there. You have
Yes.
to know that you're worth it. You're worth finding love, joy, peace, being someone's mother, being someone's wife, having that business
Yes.
you want, traveling, going to those countries you want to go to. You deserve that. And I chose not to allow anybody to steal my joy because I worked too hard to work past
That's right.
those places in life. You know, I know who I am. I know my worth,
Mm.
and I know that I deserve to be happy. And that's what I choose. I choose happiness over anything.
And you know what, Miss Mickens? Let me tell you something. You said something that was so profound. You encouraged the woman that's under the sound of your voice. You said it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to fail because even the just man in the Bible fell 7 times, but he got back up. So the thing about it is, yes, you're absolutely correct. Do not stay when you're down. And guess what? God gives some of his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. So and it says, I won't put nothing more on us than we can bear. So
Mhm.
he knows just what we can handle. So I just thank God that I am able to sit here before you and hear how you have came so many obstacles. You didn't stay down. You
Yeah.
didn't stay down. Through the test, through the trial, you triumphed by the grace of God. And I'm just
Yes.
loving that. You see, you started off so timid, and then when I said, tell us something about Sharie, tell us about the fun times. My God, I saw the smile come from here. You were touching me down here in Jacksonville, all the way from Philly, girl, with that smile. So, sometimes in life, we know that yes, everybody go through something. Everybody. Nobody is exempt. God never told us that we'll never go through anything. You understand? But everybody goes through something. So whatever your it may be, what are you going to do with that it? Do you let that it make you or do you let that it break you? But I see for the woman that I see sitting before me, oh my God, I see that it actually made you. So God used your it and he birthed that it for your purpose. And now you're going to use that to help some other women or even men get through some of the things that they may be battling with. So I just love what you said about your son. I have two amazing young men, and I'm gonna brag about who God loaned me with because I have two amazing sons, and also now I am a Bella, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the picture of my son, one of my sons, which is my champ, and my little champ, and that's baby Chase, and that's Alan. I mean, we push so hard to kind of like they're the reasons my children and now my grandbaby are the reasons that I go hard
Mhm.
every day.
Mhm.
Even when I want to be able to try to sit around and have a little pity party, once I get to see that, good morning, Ma, I love you, or just to even see their faces, I know, okay, Erica, pull it together. You got to get, even though they're grown now, they're grown in their own lives, but still, it's the simple fact of me being able to lay my eyes on them and they still being here as young men and being mighty men of valor, speaks volume. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, Erica, you have to get it together. So I can only imagine how you feel when you lay eyes on your little guy. Look, my son just said, Ma, I'm proud of you. You have someone on here. I cannot pronounce her name. It's Ale. She says she's proud of you. So you're making an impact. So you keep on keeping on. So just go ahead and tell us. Go ahead. Would you
I
like to
will.
address Ali?
No,
Is
listen,
it Ali?
I'll keep keeping on. I definitely will.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said I definitely will keep keeping on. I definitely will.
Yes, and I have to tune into your podcast, guys. She has a podcast, Journey of Sharie.
There you go.
Sharie. I don't
You
know why I
got
keep
it.
wanting to stop. I'm gonna try to roll it off my tongue. You know how the girl said it on Clubhouse. But listen, guys, she has a podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about your podcast? When it come on? How one can hear the podcast? Maybe join in.
Well, my podcast comes on every Tuesday at 6:30. I do my podcast on this platform called Anchor, and as you stated earlier, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, Google, Breaker. I think now I'm on one called TuneIn. Um, and a few other ones. And so I do an episode every Tuesday. I try to stay under 30 minutes and I just speak about different things in my life. My last podcast I just did last week, I finally talked about my father. It's called My Father and I. And I talk about the relationship me and him had. It wasn't always good, but he was my father and I loved him. And he absolutely loved me.
Mm.
And so I talk about how proud I was of him, how proud he was of me, and losing him, what it did to me. And this is why I started my journey, because I needed to heal from that. I was in a really dark place for a little while. And so I speak about that because, as I stated, he is the reason why I did this podcast. And maybe every 2, 3 weeks, I do a Q&A live on Facebook. And tonight, when I'm done this interview with you, I do a Q&A live at 6:30 on my Facebook page. And what I do is people submit in 10 questions. And so I answer their questions live. And depending on how fast I get through it, I take more questions from the audience. And very transparent. I tell my truth. Any questions they ask, I answer. And that's very helpful because since doing my podcast, I have touched so many people that I never even imagined. My goal was just for at least one person to know that it's okay, no matter what you've been through. But I can't believe how many people have reached out to me, fathers, mothers, young adults, teenagers, and have expressed that I'm like the first person they ever told that they was raped, or that they had low self-esteem, or things they've been through with their parents, and they didn't know who to talk to. And my podcast had brought them comfort, and it means the world to me. It means the world to me because I just never knew. I never knew what my podcast would do for people.
Well, congratulations, Queen. Congratulations. So if you have that woman that's out there, because I heard you say that you and your dad always haven't had the best of relationship. I lost my dad. My dad went home to be with the Lord when I was 5 years old. So I only had him for 5 years, but what you're saying that you actually it didn't start off good, but it ended up great, and then you end up losing them. So what if that one that was out there that maybe father still is here, right? And they may start off a little rocky, and what would you say to her to encourage her to kind of try to get it right with her father? Because what if you would have never got it right with yours? So if a woman is listening in, or maybe even a man, what words of encouragement would you give them to get it right with their father?
What I always tell people, our parents did the best they could with what they knew at the time. And I didn't learn that until I was 31 when I had my son. You know,
Mm.
I didn't know, I just thought they were supposed to have been our parents. That's it, that's all. But, they're human, and you have to be able to forgive your parents, and you have to cherish them while they're here. And I'm so grateful that I had the time with my dad that I did, that I was able to forgive him. Because with him passing away and me feeling how I felt about him at one time, I don't know if I would be able to sit here right now. So for me, I would tell everybody, you have to forgive people. Because, even though I think what it is we think because they're our parents, they're supposed to know everything. Even though they act like they do, our parents don't know everything. And they try.
Right.
And I think it's okay to have that uncomfortable conversation with those parents. And it's okay to let your parents know how they made you feel. Because I think that's the conversation that will break the ice. I think that's the conversation that can bring you guys closer. But what you never want to happen is you don't make amends. And when they no longer here, the guilt you will feel, it might interfere with you mourning the loss of that parent. So I think you need to let that go, because what I tell people is, because I learned it, forgiveness is for you. And I never knew that. I couldn't understand how I couldn't be in rooms with certain people or go certain parties and things like that, because I just didn't like the sight of them. And that used to eat me up. And once you learn how to forgive people, oh my God, there's a certain kind of peace that you feel. There's a certain kind of peace. So I think you should forgive that parent. And it's going to take some time.
Yes. My God, when you spoke about that forgiveness,
Yeah.
and when you finally do it and know how to forgive them wholeheartedly,
Mm.
listen, easy
Yeah.
breezy.
Yes.
Easy breezy. Because you got to know that you're not forgiving them. You're doing it for yourself. Because I like to tell folks that unforgiveness can grow in you like cancer.
Mm.
But when you forgive, oh, it's like a burden is lifted. You walk away so light,
Yes.
So, oh, someone said it right there. Carolyn, all the way from Pitter Pines, Florida. She said, peace.
That's
Let
what
me
it
tell
is.
you something. When you taste a little bit of peace, you're gonna guard that thing. You're not gonna let nothing
No,
or nobody
no.
disturb that peace again. Because baby, when you get a taste of that peace is something. Michigan says powerful statement that they did the best that they could with what they knew.
Yeah.
That is so true. That spoke volume, because again you said as parents we think that they're supposed to know everything. No, we don't know everything. We fall short as well. The Bible
Yeah.
says we all fall short of the glory.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, when you become an adult, and you said you can understand, it took you to have your son to
Yeah.
understand. And I
Yeah.
used to tell my son, you gonna see, I tell him, he was like, what do you mean? What am I gonna see? You'll
Yeah.
see. You'll
Yeah.
get that experience of being a parent. It's not easy. It's
Mm.
definitely not easy. No, we don't know everything. And then one other thing that you said that I love is to have that uncomfortable conversation. What a lot of
Yeah.
people don't do, they like to sweep things under the rug, and then when things and they keep piling, things keep piling and piling and piling, and then guess what? Pressure busts pipes. So when it comes out all wrong. Instead of you guys sitting down talking about it, finding a way, not focusing on the problem, but actually focusing on a solution to how to get through it. So, girl, you gave some great pointers right there. Let me tell you, guys, we are here live today. It had to happen with your girl Erica Wilson. We have a beautiful Sharie Mickens sitting before you guys, telling you guys how she pushed past her pain. Guys, if she can do it, if God did it for her, what make you think he can't do it for you, and you? So, Sharie, go ahead and give the people some words of encouragement, because those last few jewels that you just dropped, oh my God, valuable information there. So
Thank
go ahead
you.
and just finish dropping your jewels.
And you know what I want people to know is too, like I haven't always been like this. Let me be clear, you know, and I'm no
Mm,
saint, and there's things that I need to be forgiven for as well, you know. So that's what makes it easier for me to forgive, because one thing about me is I know how to sit with my stuff. And when you sit with your stuff, it's going to be very uncomfortable, and you're going to have some hard conversations with yourself. But you
mm,
need to do that because you need to understand who you are in order for you to be
mm,
able to forgive other people and move past things. Because one thing about conversations is a two-way street, and you have to know the role you played in it. So I wasn't always this person that is comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations. So let me just say that, because there are still about two people currently in my life that I still need to have an uncomfortable conversation with them. And sometimes it was always, I'm one of those people that used to sweep things under the rug. I used to, I don't like confrontation, so I stay away from certain conversations. Um, and just most recently in therapy, I learned about boundaries. Mind you, I thought I set boundaries because I know that there's certain people know not to do and say certain things when it comes to me. But there are those people that are very close to you that you have to set boundaries for as well. And I never knew that. I thought they title didn't recommend boundaries. But I learned that you got to set boundaries for people, because people only do what you allow. And
mm.
I've allowed a lot. And then resentment grows because you decided not to have a conversation because it was too uncomfortable for you. But one thing my boss always tells me is when you're in uncomfortable situations, you do your best work. You grow from those places. And I have grown being so uncomfortable because I don't like to be uncomfortable. So I do things to make sure I don't end up there anymore. And that means to have conversations with those people. And you just have to know that it might not go the way you want it to go, but you have to be okay with that as well. Because
Right.
you have to live with who you are.
Wow.
And sometimes you might lose people after those conversations, but you got to make peace with that as well. And I've made peace.
Oh my God. Yes, Queen. Oh my God. One of the things that we do have to understand is we're not always right. We are not always right. We fall short again. I can't say it enough, but you have to be able to own that thing.
Yeah.
If someone tell you that you offended them, whether you think you did it or not, it's your job to apologize. You
Yes.
know, that's your job, because we have to understand it's not always the sender, is how the person receive it. So
Yes.
if that person saying that you offended them, by all means, it takes nothing for you to say, okay, well, I didn't mean it, or, I apologize. It takes nothing, but you got it. Oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. I want to go here. I'm going in a whole nother direction, because you said it was in the uncomfortable place where you did the best work. And people, they don't want to be uncomfortable. But
No.
God's going to get you uncomfortable before he gets you comfortable, because he want to prepare you to make sure that you can handle what he's
Yes.
about to give you. It's still
Yes.
waiting, but he just want to make sure that you can go ahead and handle that thing. We spoke on Flight 2021 on Monday about getting things before time. We'll mess some stuff up if God give it to us and we're not ready for it.
Right.
So again, it's in the uncomfortable place where you're going to do your best work or find your best self. So don't despise the uncomfortable place, guys. So, I mean, Miss Nickens just really dropped some jewels again for you guys. I'm telling you, this woman here is on fire. Please do go follow her podcast, guys. I'm sure it is amazing. I'm going to go follow her as well. Guys, support is free. Support is free. And we can go ahead and help out our sister and listen in on her podcast, or maybe even her Q&A session. So, Sharie, if you could give us if you could go ahead and give us your Facebook handle, so if we want to jump in on your call on tonight at 6:30, please do give us the info so we can do so.
Sure, no problem. So my Facebook name is Journey of Sharie. And like I stated, I do it every 2 to 3 weeks. And tonight, I normally do it on Tuesdays, but as I stated, I was flying back in town. So tonight it'll be at 6:30. And again, it's on Facebook. And my name on there is Sharie Meekins. And you'll see in parentheses, Journey of Sharie. And then I'll just accept you and you can just chime in. And I mean, the questions I get, you know, I try to be honest, brutally honest. But, one thing about me is, I'm very mindful about me speaking about my story and my truth because my story is attached to other people and I don't have the right to tell their story. So there are some questions that people ask me and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But I don't mention names, so that'll never happen.
Right.
But I do tell my story from my perspective. And that's all I can do. So you can follow me, like I stated, on Journey of Sharie on Facebook. And on my Instagram is journey_of Sharie_. And I have a YouTube channel as well, which is at Journey of Sharie. And I have a Twitter, which is at Journey of Sharie. Everything is Journey of Sharie. But hopefully you guys will follow me. You'll learn a lot about
Awesome.
me.
Like you said, you're good at telling your story. You only tell your story. You're good at being you. You're not good at being anybody else. So
Right.
that's a good nugget too. You know, again, we try to be as transparent as we know how, but we're only telling our story.
Right.
We're not telling you, we're not encouraging you to do anything. We're just telling you what worked for us.
Right.
That's it. And in order to go through some things, you got to know how to get some things, but you deal with people who actually went through some things so they can help you through those things. Because how could one tell you how to get through something they never experienced anything?
You can't.
They can't, the blind leading the blind,
Yeah.
So, God, like I said, He take us through certain things in life. And whatever it may be, it could be a series of things, but whatever it may be, we have to push past our pain, just like you did, Queen.
Yeah.
So I commend you, and I am so proud of you that you actually took that step and you did not stay down. You got up fighting hard, and now you have that amazing young man that watches you and looks up to you and very proud of you that you can now look forward to and say, okay, well, I need to do this for him.
Right.
Got to lead by example. I want to just share this with you. When I had my two young men, I was a high school dropout. And I kept saying to myself, if I want to lead by example, how can I let my kids know that I dropped out of high school and don't have my high school diploma? Right? So I said, before these kids go ahead and graduate high school, I'm going to go back and get my high school diploma. And I did. Sharie, I went back and got my high school diploma, and I was in college with my kids. We were all in the college at the same time, girl. So look at God. Let me tell you. So if there's anyone out there that want a further education, it's never too late. I used to be sitting in the classroom, Sharie, with the kids, and my son go in the hallway, walking through the hallway, and I say something to my son. They go like, "That's not your mom." Like, yeah, you kind of intimidated because you're older and you have the younger kids in the classroom. But listen, never too late to further your education, guys. If that's something that's on your heart, go for it. I'm telling you, go for it. Tell us a little bit about the little guy.
Where do I begin? My son name is Eli, and he'll be 10 in September. And he is the funniest, smartest, very sensitive, loyal little human being that there is. Like, he challenges me. He loves me. He is just like, he's team mommy, and I do it for him. I literally, everything I do for him, because his opinions and his thoughts of me matter to me. more than anyone else. And I want him to see that no matter how old you are, you can get it done. No matter what you've been through, you can get it done. Because my son doesn't know everything I've been through. But, you know, I've let him listen to some of my podcasts. And I'm very mindful of the ones I let him listen to. I'm very mindful of what I say because, as I stated, I've been a single parent all his whole life, basically. And it ain't been easy. And he keeps me grounded. He keeps me focused. He keeps me remembering why I'm here and why I'm doing this. And so even when I have my bad days and I struggle and wonder, you know, why I'm doing this by myself, he reminds me that it's going to be okay. And so he gives me more strength than he can ever imagine. And so I keep going for him.
Yes, it's something about a boy mom. I'm not
Woo!
knocking the girls, guys. I'm not knocking the girls, but it is something about a mother and a son bond. Those
Mm,
boy moms, we rock. Girl moms rock too, but
yeah,
boy
they
moms
do.
rock harder.
Yes,
I'm
we're a
telling
little
you
bit
something
different.
that I know.
Yeah, we're a little bit different.
I mean, daughters, yes, girls, but something about, like I said, it's something about boys and their mommies. I'm telling you, it's just a whole nother level there. But you just light up when you talk about your little champ, and that's what you
Uh,
should do. You know, and you said something too about you let him listen in on your podcast, but you're mindful. Um, oh, she's my friend Shannon says a smile on your face says it all. Great job,
oh, thank
beautiful.
you.
That is
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you, friend. But listen, let me tell you, we just never know. I thought that I had to keep things away from my kids. Like, I didn't really want them to know what it was that we were going through or went through, things like that. And my kids only found out about my situation, what happened to me when I was 10. They only found out about that a couple of years ago. They never knew that. So,
Mm, mm,
and I can say that my kids and I have we had a very open relationship. I'm telling you, some of the things that they would tell me, and then some of the things they're not going to tell me because they feel, especially now that they're grown, I'm a man. Let me handle this.
yeah,
Okay, but you'll always be a baby of mine. You'll always be my baby, not a
right.
baby, but you'll always be my baby. I don't care you're 40, 50 years old, but it's just, I just tell Lord, I thank you for the two that you allowed me. Thank you.
Mm,
You did. I mean, let me tell you, to be a single parent
mm,
raising young men
mm,
never resorted to the street, never resorted to selling drugs, any of that. Stayed on the course. But guess what? I had something that I knew that they loved, and that was football. So you go ahead and try to bring me home some bad grades. You go ahead and try to be a bad boy if you want. You won't be doing the things that you love. I don't even
right.
put my hands on you. I know what to do, because
Mm-hmm,
I know what you love, and I
mm-hmm,
just thank God for that because I know that I didn't always do things right. There were some things that I did not know, even when, and was scared to tell them that I didn't know, but thanks be unto God, we made it. We're here. We overcame those challenges. And one thing I want to tell people is yes, we still go through some things. That's life. That's called life.
yeah,
Those are lessons. What are you going to do with the lessons that God given you? So I see that you made good your lessons, and you're doing a phenomenal job, Queen. And like I said, I really commend you for that. Everything that you're doing, like you said, you are not a victim. You are
mm,
a survivor.
yes,
Man, that spoke volumes.
yes.
And I truly, truly thank you for that. So, guys, go ahead and reach out to Miss Sharie and please solicit her business, guys. She has some product that's on her website. I'm sure that you ladies can use. I'm not sure if you have any men products, but there you go,
Yeah.
right there. Sharie, tell us a little bit about your products that you have on your site.
What are unisex? So I have hoodies that's on two different types of hoodies. One on the front is a yield sign. It says Journey of Sharie. Um, and then there's one that has a green symbol on the back that says exit to Journey of Sharie. And all I say is if you are rocking with Sharie, journey of Sharie, you have to do the work. You can't get off at this exit if you ain't trying to do the work, which consists of
Okay.
forgiveness. I have dog tags that are double-sided, they're unisex. My mask is unisex. I have t-shirts that's unisex and keychain unisex. Everything is men and women.
Oh,
I'm a mother to a boy, so I make things that he can wear too.
all right. So we're gonna have to go ahead and listen to Sharie's business. And she said, if you're not willing to work, get off the exit.
Yeah,
Go ahead and just go ahead
that's
and
it.
exit right now. But we
That's
had a
it.
question that just came up, Sharie. Let me see
Mhm.
what that question was again. What do you consider to be your purpose? Good
Mm,
question.
a good question. I feel like I found out my purpose is to use my voice. I actually want to be a liaison for people in therapy because I am such an advocate of therapy, and I understand that people are misinformed about therapy. So I just want to bring those two worlds together and just speak to people and talk to people and let them know that it is okay. It is okay to have been through some things that was designed to break you, but it's not okay to stay there. So I feel like my purpose is to be able to
Mm,
reach as many people as possible to let them know that I used to always hear people say, if I could do it, you can do it. That's cliche. But here I am at 40 years old, rocking, just out here trying to help as many people as possible. So I think my purpose here is to help people.
good stuff. All right. Guys, you're here live today with your girl Erica Wilson, and it had to happen. We have the beautiful Queen Sharie Mickens all the way from Philly, guys. Whoop, whoop. Philly is in the building. But guys, let's go ahead and spread the love. You know that Valentine's Day is coming up. 88 Blessings, which is my heart, my baby, my soul. We have this event coming up on February 11th, guys. Listen, if you have not registered, please do go to the Eventbrite website and go ahead and get your tickets. This is an event that will bless your soul. We have the beautiful April Hernandez Castillo. She's from the movie, she's an actress from the movie Freedom Writers, guys. If you have not watched that movie, it is a must watch, guys. She also is a new author of Embracing Me, guys, and she is our keynote speaker. We also have the big speaker, which he's not here on this flyer. I have to update the flyer. The big speaker, Pancho Valencia. I hope I'm saying this name right. I'll be butchering people's names, but charge it to my head and not my heart. But guys, they're going to be bringing some love your way. This workshop will be everything. We will have my son, the Alan Hearns, on there giving a little bit about what exactly he do for the 88 Blessings Foundation, and also myself, which is the founder and CEO of 88 Blessings, guys. We have now been in business for 6 years, guys. We are a single mother organization. We cater to the single mothers, underserved youth, as well as college students, guys. But guess what? All I ask for you guys to do two things. Here we go. I ask you to go to my YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. Also, like and comment. Okay, that's for YouTube. Now you can find me on Google. ITH2H. All you have to do is put that in the Google search and it will come up. If you guys enjoyed this show or any of my shows, please do go leave me a good review. Guys, do not leave no bad reviews. Okay, because I'm sure that this broadcast has really blessed your soul. And also, you can go ahead and share this broadcast. That's Miss Sharie. I'm telling you guys, her story and the juice that she dropped on today can help somebody. And like she said, her goal was to reach one, but she's reached many. And you can help her by doing so by sharing this broadcast, guys. Again, find me on Google, leave a good review. Also, follow. I thank the ones that have done it. Oh my God, I'm in tears when I read these reviews. You guys rock. Let me do first thing. Lastly, let me thank the audience because without you guys, there will be no show. You know, you guys come in, week out. You're very engaging, and I just want to thank you so very much. So I'm going to ask you, Sharie, is there anyone that you would like to bless with a ticket? I'm going to give a ticket away. I'll cover the cost. If you want to, is there anyone that you would like to bless with the spread the love? We want to spread the love, guys. Spread the love in this season. Oh my God, spread the love. Is there anyone that you would like to nominate to get free ticket to this event?
Oh, do I have to leave myself out? I won't even play. I won't even play. You know who I'm going to give this ticket to? I want to give it to my mom.
Wow.
Yvette Rice. I want to give it to my mom. I think she would love it.
You see that, guys? She's spreading her love to her mom. So what I would need you to do after the show, Sharie, I would need you to email me at erica@88blessings.org, and I will take care of your mom's ticket as well as yours for being a guest on my show today.
Thank you.
I'm going to spread the love back to you. Just pay it forward. And guys, if you're under the sound of our voice, you go ahead and spread the love as well. Whether it's word or deed, we need it in this season, guys. We definitely need it in this season. So we ask that you go ahead and spread a love with 88 blessings. If you cannot make it to the event, that's fine too. We thank you in advance for your purchase or for showing up. But if you cannot make it to the event, spread the love, guys. Like I said, whether it's word or deed. So, Sharie, is there anything that you would like to leave with our audience on today?
Well, thank you guys for everyone that tuned in. I have such a magnificent village. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better village. I have aunts and cousins and brothers and sisters and friends and my son and my man. And I'm just so grateful for my village. Best friends, I'm just grateful. And thank you so much, Erica. Who would have thought that we'd have met on Clubhouse and I would have told my story and I would be here having my first interview. So thank you so much.
Yes, I mean, look at there. Oh my God, I'm actually tearing up. My friend, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. My friend just put up a post. She said, I will bless her with paying for her mom's ticket.
Oh,
Oh my God. Look
thank
at there.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
friend.
you.
Her name is Shannon Jaguar Diva. If you want to give her a shout out.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me that info and I'll make sure Shane gets it, but I'm definitely going to take care of your ticket, Dollar. So you make sure you go ahead and you email me the info so I can get you that info so you can go ahead and get registered. We will no longer be selling tickets. Ticket sales will be closing, I believe, on Sunday at 5 p.m. Ticket sales will be closing, but there is a little token of our love that comes when you register for the event. Oh, she said no thanks needed, Sharie. Oh my God, my friend is so amazing. Look at that, guys. Let me tell you something. Something as small as I'll share this with you guys before we go. Sharie, let me put Sharie on the screen, Mishka. I wanted to tell her. Mm, let me tell you something. Anytime that you have a chance to support someone, do so. Anytime that you have a chance to pay it forward, do so. Let me tell you something. Just this week, no, last week, yeah, last week, I was sitting in line to buy me some breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get to the window only to be told that someone has paid for my food, that I don't have to pay for my food. My God, a stranger
Isn't
paid
that
for my
beautiful?
food.
Oh,
That touched my heart
I'm
so
sure.
well, and I'm just like, are you serious? I'm going backwards and forth with the lady at the window. I'm like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, your food is paid for, ma'am. Just go. The car before you pay for your food. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. But here it is. All I ask is just a subscribe button.
Mm,
All I ask is for you to just leave a review. But here is a stranger
mm-hmm,
poured into
mm-hmm.
me. That means a lot. So look at there. I mean, a
It does.
total stranger just paid for my food, whether it was how much ever. They didn't
Mhm,
ask me from Adam,
mhm.
but all I ask is to subscribe to my channel or to leave a nice review or to even just support your sisters and your brothers. Not just, it ain't about me. It's just about supporting,
Right.
period. It goes across the board. So in this season, guys, let's support each other. You
Thank you.
understand? And I'm definitely gonna go on your website and order me some things that because I'm gonna do the work. I'm not exiting, and
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
stay in my lane too. Now, while I'm riding, I'm gonna stay in my lane, but I'm gonna do the work, baby. But I tell you what, it was such a pleasure to have you on here. You're looking fabulous, honey. You got it all together. I'm loving the hair and everything. Let me tell
Thank
you,
you.
you got it going on. But before I let you go, I want you to give me at least 3 affirmations.
Oh, I will win. I am powerful, and I will succeed.
Yes, you will. And I'm going to join you in that.
Yes, you
I
will.
am going to, I touch and agree with you. And I'm asking God to open up the windows and pour you out a blessing that you don't have room to receive.
Mm,
I'm asking God to give you the strength to keep on keeping on. I'm asking God to cover your mind and
mm,
protect your mind because we know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And he comes for the mind first. I'm
mm,
asking God to keep you covered, you and your son, from COVID. I'm asking
mm.
God to build a hedge of protection all around you, keeping out all hurt, harm, and danger, seen and unseen, oh God. I'm asking God to lead you. And I'm asking you to take up your cross every day and follow God because he will not steer you wrong. I'm asking God to keep me as a beacon of light so I can shine for his glory, not so that I could be seen, so the glory of God could be seen in me so I can help you, my sister. We didn't meet by coincidence.
Mm.
And I want to stay connected. I want to stay connected and I want you to stay connected. We got some things that we need to do in this season. Guys,
Yes,
don't forget to spread the love. You are here today live at It Had to Happen with your girl, Erica Wilson, and the beautiful queen all the way from Philly, Sharie Mickens, guys. Again, she'll be on at 6:30. Go over and show her some love, guys. Again, so in this season. Don't eat the seed, sow the seed. God has given all of us a seed. So don't eat it, sow it. And make sure when you sow it on good ground. God bless you, cousin. Yes, amen. And thank you too for tuning in. Harold Smith, thank you. God bless you. But Sharie, it was a pleasure sitting here with you. Thank
thank
you,
you.
thank you, thank you. Guys, meet us back here on Monday for Flight 2021. That's right, Sharon. Flight 2021. That flight is going to another destination, but we're going a little higher this time. Every round go higher and higher. We do have our pilot. Uh-oh. Mm-mm. Take that back. We have our captain, which is Jesus Christ. We have our pilot, which is Erica Wilson, our co-pilot, Mishka Allen, and we have our flight attendant, the Bishop Kenny Berry, and the beautiful Satara J from Get in the Game. It's something, guys, that you don't want to miss. An hour of power. Again, meet us back here on Monday at 5:30. God bless you all. Until next time, spread the love. I love you.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It had to happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.